Smoldering engine is evolving. What started as a minigame is quickly becoming a game engine. In today's video, we're pushing our limits with a pretty big update featuring object loading, level resizing, and our first ever tools. Although, I must say, the best feature has to be window resizing. Let's face it, no one wants to play a game on an 800 by 600 window. That all now changes. Let's take a step back, however. The first and main goal of this version was adding object loading. We had our texturing in last video, but what good is a texture by itself? We needed to apply it to an object. And that's where the async library comes in, and it makes level or object loading very straightforward. So now that object loading was working thanks to the async library, I figured it'd be best to have some sort of level saving and level loading feature. And this started my journey on our first tools. I thought it was going to be fairly simple. I would just create a text file with a format that I liked and then code it in and everything would be great. Well, science decided to ruin my day. And not biology. I'm talking about scientific notation. Now, floating point errors are quite common in programming, and even though that is the case, it still took me a while to figure this out. Turns out when I was saving the model matrices, I had a precision setting that I messed up, and it was basically taking a number like 0.00004 and saving it as 4 point whatever. And that's a huge issue. We're using radians to rotate our objects. So 4 in radians is like a huge degree rotation, probably around like 720 or something. Anyways, that was a pretty big error. I'm glad I figured that out. With level saving and loading out of the way, I then wanted to add a way to traverse through the level. To this point so far, everything had just been static other than the player. If you're editing a level, you're definitely going to need to move a camera. So I took the time to create a camera class and just clean up some code in general in order to make everything work, including the inputs. So now we have a camera that can fly through a level and look around. Well, there's still one big issue. The annoying "Hello World, I'm GUI" pop-up. And I had added this just to test if I'm GUI was working. Let's make a tool out of it. So if we're having level loading and saving, why not be able to modify where your objects are placed? I quickly threw away the "Hello World, I'm GUI" code and added just a simple translation tool to the editor. So now you can move your objects up, down, and all around. That about sums up this version of the Smoldering engine. Although it was the biggest update yet, I believe the next update will really boggle some of your minds. It will show you that the life you have been living is a lie, and we're potentially all trapped inside of a box. Anyways, stay tuned and subscribe for the next episode of the Smoldering Engine Devlog.